of your day, but welcome to the new member orientation. We are recording this, don't worry, your faces aren't shown, so if you have to drop off or you miss something, you'll always be able to watch this and we'll share the slide deck out. So we'll just do some quick introductions. I'm Kate. You probably get some emails from me. I'm the Membership Experience Manager. I don't have a CS background, but my background is in nonprofit management, and I'm really here to make your journey a little bit easier, to get you connected with resources, connected to other CS teachers, and really help that professional journey no matter where you are. And we also have Jason on the call. Jason, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure, thanks, Kate. My name is Jason Bohr. I'm the Chapter Relations Manager here at Csta. So I work with the more than 90 chapters that we have across the United States, Canada, and a couple other international chapters, both live and in the works. We'll talk a little bit more about chapters later. If you're a new member and haven't been able to connect with the chapter yet, we'll help you do that as well. Before this gig, I was a high school computer science and English teacher for a dozen years or so in Northern California. Nice to have everybody here tonight, taking time out of your evening, and I'll turn it back over to Kate.
Awesome. Thanks, Jason. Great. So let's go ahead and get started. Tonight is going to be information and some visuals, but hopefully you'll have a few takeaways of tips on what your next step is with your membership. But really, we're excited you're here, and no matter where you are on your journey professionally, is you belong here, and we're really excited. So we're going to go through kind of what is Csta, what to expect, some benefits of joining. So thank you so much for joining. Kind of talking about chapters. Jason is really great about talking about the benefits of it and resources, and then a few next ways to kind of get engaged, as well as some next steps. My goal today is to get through our information within 40 minutes. And again, this is recorded and a slide deck shared, but we know your time is valuable and appreciate you being on. Great. So this is a little bit about us. We came out as a special interest group from ACM, and it has really grown. It's been over 20 years now, and we really have evolved. Our headquarters used to be in Chicago, but now our staff is all remote. We are made up of a team of previous CS teachers as well as nonprofit folks to have that nice balance. So just wanted to point out in here is CSTA we really try to focus on it being teacher-led. So really every decision we try and make is this going to benefit the teacher? Is this a resource that's useful? And how can we kind of move forward from there? Awesome. Great. So I'm going to jump in. Throughout this evening, I'll be showing a couple of visuals just because I'm a visual person, and it's nice to know how to navigate a website or where to log in, where to redeem. So here's kind of like top line what to expect with your membership is you get an online profile that's going to help you kind of access some of your benefits. And whenever you register for an event, you might be prompted to log in to get a special rate, to redeem a resource or professional development. Other things is, us being in this virtual world is you're going to get emails from us about, upcoming virtual events, as well as new professional development resources. Other than that, you have a great team to help support you. And kind of how we're structured is we're international association, and we have chapters in the US and several across international as well. And really, we're here to help support you. So it's a little bit about what to expect. In terms of what you're going to get from us is, here's a few things to kind of know, is we have a weekly digest email. And this is pretty regionalized in terms of a few opportunities of things going on at CSK, as well as, a bit of information about, CS where you live. So you can always unsubscribe from this, but this comes out weekly on Thursdays. Other things is the Voice is a monthly newsletter. This is free. It goes out to everybody. And also throughout this, if you have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. So the Voice is pretty great. It comes out that first Saturday of the month. So the first one will be, should be this weekend? Yes, should be this weekend. Awesome. So moving forward, we'll talk about membership types. And if you're a Plus member, you also get an additional newsletter. Awesome. And if you are part of a chapter, you can also get chapter bulletins on, hey, this is a PD workshop, for New York CSTA members going on. It's free. We're having a meetup. We're doing a happy hour. Those are the kind of communications to expect, or here's a job alert. Awesome. We also have a social media presence. I would say a lot of updates on Twitter. We also have an Instagram page, and sometimes we have fun kind of interacting things and raffles going on. Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and start to show some visuals. Let me know if I'm going too fast. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and go to our home page and just start walking through some things. Okay, great. So this is kind of the main hub. I'm at csteachers.org. And if you've ever been to our page, which you've signed up for orientation, you can be directed to a couple different pages, such as our events page or your login. First call out is, if you are looking for a resource, you don't always have to log in. And so by that, I mean, if you are looking for some standards, if you're looking for information about chapters, or if you want to learn more about conference and need to send a link, you don't need to sign in for that. Really, the key is if you're looking for specific professional development opportunities or downloadable PD, that's where you're going to need to log in. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do that if you haven't already. I will log in with my own email here, so it'll look like yours. All right. So I like to think of this login as, somewhere that you would go to kind of update your information as well as some key resources. So first thing to point out, let me know if I'm going too fast, is you can edit your profile. So I'm going to click up here, edit profile, and it's going to take me to this other page. Main things to think about on this page is your profile picture, which I'll talk about what that means, and if you ever need to change your login information. Okay, you can change your password here, you can change what your username is, and you can also change what your primary email address is. That difference is, your username could be anything, but your primary email address is going to be, how are we contacting you? Great. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go back. So on this page, there's a couple different things to point out. Is if you are a basic member, it might prompt you to try and upgrade if you're interested in, but it's going to give you an opportunity to look at, hey, how long is my membership for? Maybe I'm part of a program. I'm going to be given information about it here. But main things to think about is if you need to register for conference, is a link through here on how much the cost is going to be. And then my favorite basic membership benefit is each member gets $100 in AWS credits. If you're a Plus member, you get $200. So those are just a few kind of call outs on navigating this page and some exciting benefits coming up. So I'm going to go ahead and switch back to our presentation. I kind of called out, how to log in, some things available. The other thing I'm going to call out is we have an events calendar. And you might have used this to kind of register for this event or was prompted in an email. But this is a great opportunity to see what's going on regionally. And there's a couple different ways to look at the calendar. I would say this is the easiest for me, is just this calendar view. So coming up, let's see, we are the 23rd is this evening, Greater Boston has a meeting going on. New York City has a meeting going on this Thursday. And actually, this is a great time to point out is we have a professional learning series. So this is sponsored by CSTA and it's free. So this is a really cool opportunity. It's from 6 to 7. We actually do record these as well, learning algorithms through virtual dances. So professional development can be fun, and we really try to make those experiences, unique. So just pointing out, again, this is the calendar. This is how you can sign up for things. And it's going to prompt you when you click on an event to log in, so we know to send you, the invite information. Awesome. The other thing that we'll point out and talk about later today is we have a Equity in Action Summit and a really great PD opportunity. Great. So kind of talked about logging in, using your resources. Go ahead and go back to presenting. Great. Awesome. I would say kind of main thing with like that online profile is just to make sure it's going to your right email. And if you ever have issues on hey, I can't log in, or like I moved schools, this happens all the time, is just shoot us an email at membership at csteachers.org and let us know and we can help you. Great. Here is really where I kind of want to give a breakdown of different types of memberships. So we have a free membership, which is really great because we know teachers do not get paid enough. And we really try and make it a great membership where you can get access to a lot of resources for free. So professional learning series, free webinars, access to like that $100 in AWS credits, opportunities to kind of attend things. And that's why we have that free membership, because we know that price can be a difficult point. We do have a plus membership that if you look up here in that top row is $50 annual. And kind of what that comes down to is just kind of that basic membership, but an additional set of opportunities for discounts at conferences, summits, as well as professional development discounts and free resources. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of call out that anytime in your journey, if you're looking for, taking something to kind of help prepare you for the practice exam, or you're going to sign up for conference, is most likely you could save quite a bit of money by joining Plus membership. Okay, great. All right, so next thing I'm going to point out is, again, showing those visuals, is even if you're not logged in, so I'm at csteachers.org. So even if you're not logged in, is you can take the opportunity to kind of learn what is Plus membership about. Maybe my district will pay for it. Is right under here under membership, CSTA Plus benefits. This is kind of the whole bucket of benefits that are available out there. So I just want to call out is some main differences are, AWS, you get $200 credits, Pear Deck, you get a 90-day free premium access. Coder Z, it's kind of like a platform for, in the classroom for kind of learning different types of coding, you get a discount. But I would say if you're planning on attending conference coming up, is you usually get a good $50 discount. So that kind of pays for the Plus membership in itself. So it's really putting that investment back. And so I wanted to show these benefits, and I think what would be great is if I go ahead and show you an example of what do these benefits kind of look like. So I'm going to log out. And then I'm going to log in as, here we go. Usually I have this down a little smoother. Here we go. Is I'm going to go back to our Plus page. Is let's say I'm on this page. I want to find out more. I can toggle down here, click login. All right, it's going to prompt me to log in here. Awesome. And then now I can see redemption information. It's going to take me right back to this page. And so I just want to show an example of our conference recordings. So last year we had a virtual conference in this strange time, and we had a 2-day conference and just, I think 150 or 60 sessions. And I wanted to show out is, you don't have to go to a different website to kind of get these benefits. So looking at all the different recordings that are available from last year's conferences, you can take a look and do some investment in professional learning in between classes, or on a weekend. Is maybe you want to see a session that's for 3rd to 5th grade. Let's see, that has a slide deck or a video. Let's see, maybe I want to do something that's, just all sorts of ways that you can toggle through parent involvement, problem solving, social emotional learning, and it's going to come up with a session that aligns with what you're looking for. Yeah, just some really great kind of resources to kind of help you grow. So I wanted to show that example of a Plus benefit that's really great. My other favorite that I wanted to point out is if you haven't heard of fidgets, if you're a Plus member, you can get a free introductory kit and sensor. So it's kind of a programmable USB sensor. And so once you're a Plus member, you log in, you'll get the details, and you get a link to order it. So pretty cool, and it explains everything. Awesome. So I wanted to pause there because I've been talking a lot about plus benefits and all the other stuff, but yeah, we really are trying to work towards having resources that are, effective and are going to help you no matter if you're hybrid in the classroom or, remote. So I talked about a couple examples, and I'm going to pause there and let Jason talk about chapters.
All right. So one thing I'll mention really quickly before I dive in on chapters is about that CSTA Plus membership. I know a lot of schools and districts won't pay for organizational memberships. However, this year for our conference, you can pay for conference and the CSTA Plus membership at the same time. So you can get a lot of times the CTE funds or district funds can pay for that. And like Kate mentioned, if you plan on attending conference, the discount is $50, so it comes right back to you. And I only mention the CSTA Plus and the money because half of all CSTA Plus money goes directly back to chapters in the form of chapter grants. So as we talk about joining a chapter and being involved in a chapter, that CSTA Plus money comes right back to you again, so in the form of discounts and in the form of the types of events your chapter can put on. Really CSTA, while it is a national organization and an international organization, it's really built upon the local level chapters. And every chapter is built on these three pillars of building community, that's bringing CS teachers together, because I'll bet if we were in a room and I asked you to raise your hand, you might be the only CS teacher in your school or your district, or it's siloed trying to figure it all out by yourself. The chapter becomes your department. The chapter becomes your CS uh, PLC. It was for me when I started teaching CS classes. Like I said, I was an English teacher first, and when I became a member of CSTA Sacramento, that's where I found a group of CS teachers, much like I had a department of English teachers at my site. Chapters provide professional development. At the very least, they provide a means to connect you with professional development. They'll bring in some of our partners. They'll bring in other curriculum providers, some local specialists in computer science to help support you as a CS teacher. And that third pillar is that connection with us, the national organization. So the types of things that we can offer to chapters, like chapter grants, like the free professional learning series that Kate mentioned earlier, the Equity in Action Summits and the conference, your chapter will get you connected to both those events and scholarships for those events. So if your district doesn't have funds and money is an issue, money should never be a barrier to getting you the support you need. And so we'll help with that in chapters. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to find your local chapter if you haven't found it already. The best thing you can do is go to that link I dropped in the chat, or maybe Kate can pull it up as well to give you the visual. And there's a drop down there you saw earlier when Kate shared her screen. She showed the membership tab with the differences in membership benefits. Right next to that is the chapters tab. And on there is the link that I dropped in the chat to find your chapter. Now, the easiest way to do this, because some states have more than one chapter, is to just search using the 2-digit postal abbreviation for your state. So if we put in CA for California, it's because that's where I'm from, you'll see that California has 10 chapters, right? Because it's such a large geographical area. And so, like for me, I was in Sacramento, but if you're familiar with the geography out there, Golden Gate and San Mateo County and Silicon Valley aren't that far from Sacramento either. So I joined those chapters as well. You can join more than one chapter. And so you get you can double dip on the news. And in this virtual world, you can go to, any chapter's virtual meetup if it's of interest to you. Um, if there's not a chapter directly in your area, you could join the closest one, right? And then, especially in this virtual world, you'll be able to connect. If you live in Montana or South Dakota, those are the only two states we don't have a chapter, and I would love to work with you on starting one in one of those two states, Montana and South Dakota. We're trying to get all 50 here. Every other state has at least one active chapter that you can connect to. And like I said, the easiest way to do that is use the 2-letter postal abbreviation. if you click the drop down, you can see them all if you're interested. But many, like I said, some states are organized with a one chapter setup in regions. Other states have decided to have multiple chapters, uh, just to support teachers in the varying areas. So it's really up to the chapter leaders in the state. If you have any questions about joining a chapter, about what chapters are all about, I'm going to put my email in at the end. You can always email me any questions about chapters. I can connect you directly if you can't find yours. I can connect you with chapter leaders if you want to reach out. Whatever you need, I got you covered. Wise.
Awesome. Thanks, Jason. And something I will note, just coming from like an association world, what's nice about CSTA chapters is, because I used to be with Rotary International, is you don't have to go to so many meetings or pay an additional fee to be in these chapters. And I think that's huge. It takes the pressure off. And I think a good piece is, kind of check out a meeting, see if, it's your vibe, that, they're providing the resources or professional development you're looking for. Definitely double dip, it's a virtual world, join a couple chapters. And most likely you're going to come and take away a resource that you can put in the classroom or within your district. So thanks so much, Jason. Just a couple of things I wanted to point out, on your CSTA journey is, we're built in a community where 85% CS, K through 12 CS teachers, but also folks that work in the district, CS teachers, CS advocates, people working at nonprofits, for-profits, corporations, there's a lot of different ways to engage with us. So if a chapter isn't up your alley, there's lots of volunteer roles. And so I think a great way to kind of think of that is, do I have a passion for helping, other teachers kind of succeed? And so a great way is like, if you want to help volunteer and review applications for an award, whether it's a student award or a teacher award, is we always need that feedback. Or if you want to kind of, be involved and, help judge conference proposals, is we need your voice and expertise to say, hey, this is something that I would listen to and that is of value to me. So I'll just show you down the line, you'll probably get an email from us about this, is this engage page is right underneath about CSTA, and then kind of engage with CSTA. These are all the different ways is, hey, I want to get involved, but I'm not really sure where to start, is being a rewards reviewer, serving on a committee down the line, joining a chapter, is there's lots of different ways to, and we love the involvement. So, okay, great. So moving forward, I said I'd bounce around a lot. So moving forward is something I want to talk about that might pique your interest is, I help kind of run this computer science honor society. And so what that is if you are a plus member, you're able to kind of apply and start an honor society within your high school. So we really try to make it an equitable opportunity in which you're helping run this honor society. And think of the structure similar to maybe National Honor Society, but more equitable, in which you can help reach out to guidance counselors, other folks in your district, reaching out to students that perhaps had a CS class that were interested, and get them together to do service projects. So the mentality is kind of, CS awareness, building that interest and kind of giving back, doing service projects around CS that give back to the community, and a place to kind of foster that interest in CS. We have grants available for honor societies. We're working on scholarships. A bit more information about this is, we have about 200 societies right now. It's really a great opportunity, if you have a tech club, if you have a group of students that's already meeting, is most likely you meet the requirements for it to be an honor society, and you could get funding or opportunity to kind of be more in sync with CSTA and work with other CS teachers. So wanted to point out that it's a great opportunity, and maybe Jason will share the link, but yeah, it's pretty awesome. Awesome. Just wanted to point out this is we have a whole slew of committees. Is if you ever have an interest on serving on one, is our applications on that engaged site. But great way to kind of give back and say, hey, I see this going on at CSTA, and I would like it if there was more, K-5 teachers, and making sure that input is, is there, is we need that insight. So that's a way to kind of have your voice be heard. Great. So Jason mentioned this, but I just wanted to highlight that our conference again is virtual this year. I was going to say the dates, but now I'm afraid I'm going to get them wrong. I believe it's July 14th through 16th. Jason, correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, great. Yeah, so this is a 2-day conference, and it's a real great opportunity to kind of invest in yourself. I will say it was so much fun last year, because not only is it an opportunity to kind of drop in on the sessions that mean something to you, is also start to see, familiar names and faces, and kind of start to build that community with other CS teachers. I will say Jason was spot on about the price. So I'll just go ahead and maybe you might have gotten an email about this already, is pop over to the conference site. This is a great way to see if your district will kind of pay to kind of help you get upgraded, get more resources. You can see is if you're a Plus member, it's $99. If you want to become a Plus member and get registration to conference, is you can get it for $1 cheaper. So it's kind of, we're trying to help prompt that wave. And then if you're basic, it's $145. So right off the bat, it's a great way to kind of invest in yourself. Other thing I want to point out is we have amazing swag boxes. So it's a way to kind of, get something fun in the mail, get that professional development, and have something to look forward to, these weird times. And I know we have some great speaker lineups and some proposals that are kind of going to be announced in the next couple months. So awesome. Great. So I kind of already highlighted how to look at conference videos from last year if you're interested. But yeah, the other things I wanted to point out is we actually have a Csta Job Board. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this link and show you. Yeah, I'll do that first. Sorry. So underneath membership, the Csta Career Center is going to take me to this page. So what to know about this page is it is absolutely free to look for CS related jobs. All you need to do is kind of view all jobs. There's keywords, you can search by location, and you can apply on the site, or it's going to prompt you to apply off the site. So this is a recently new feature we're happy to provide for free. And then if your district wants to post on here, there is an opportunity to do that. It does come with a cost. We try and make it pretty low. But yeah, excited to point this out. There's some really fun opportunities on here. Some of them are virtual. I was looking at it yesterday. So awesome. Great. Next thing I'm going to talk about is discussion boards.
Will you go back to the jobs, how to get to that job site again?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, thanks for calling out. So I'm on the CSTA website. Is if you just go to membership and under CSTA Career Center, and it's jobs.csteachers.org. Good. Okay, great. Yeah, thanks. And Jason, if you want to drop it in the chat, we'll also share it in the follow-up email. Yeah, so wanted to kind of point out that resource. Next one is we are so close to kind of publishing a discussion board. And what this means is it's the exact same login to CSTA. You're on your profile member dashboard, you click on community boards, and you'll be brought to a page where you can either interact by grade band or if you're in a certain program. So we're really excited to launch that so soon. So stay tuned. But how do we get prepared for it is making sure you have a profile picture and making sure that your professional role is updated. So I showed that in the beginning. Let me know if you have any questions about that, but just makes a really great experience if you go to the discussion board when it launches and you're able to interact because you're already in, because we know that you're a K-5 teacher or you teach several grades, things like that. So wanted to point that out. More information to come. And then lastly, we're throwing everything at you, is we have an Equity in Action Summit. So it's not this weekend, but I believe it's the weekend after that. This is a great opportunity. It's a one-day kind of workshop or PD opportunity to kind of work towards you being a more equitable teacher in your classroom, and just some amazing speakers lined up. I will say if you're a Plus member, it's $10, and there is a price jump if you're basic members. We really try and give the bang for your buck if you're a Plus member. But yeah, Jason, do you want to say anything else about the Equity in Action Summit?
This is going to be a great event. We have some awesome keynote speakers lined up. And what's unique about this event compared to our others is that our CSTA Equity Fellows are organizing and arranging the presentation. So all the tracks that are available and all the panels and all the sessions have been put together by our own CSTA Equity Fellows. And so usually that's what we're doing, is helping set up the conference and set up the summits. But this time, it's going to be really fun to see what they come up with for everybody.
Yeah, and we didn't even really talk about, there's a whole lot of other programs besides honor societies. We do have an equity fellowship that usually opens up late summer, early fall, and it's an opportunity to be in a cohort of usually under 15 people to work on an equity project throughout the year, and kind of, either work collaboratively on your own on a project to kind of invest in your classroom on some kind of sustainable problem or a sustainable way to solve a problem that you can in your district or classroom. And so usually those equity fellows also present at conference and showcase really great projects. Jason, I don't know if you want to drop a link to equity fellows, or I can grab it. If you're interested more about equity fellows or want to look at some free resources, underneath CS standards and resources, go ahead and click equity fellowship. This is our second year of having an equity fellowship. Just a really great way to start to think about, maybe you're already doing things that are making an impact where you teach or where you work. But I would say go ahead and check out some of these really cool projects that are for free that previous equity fellows put together. One of my favorites is they have this recording of workshops, so inclusive and culturally relevant lesson planning. And then some little snippets of the projects that people put together. So if you're interested in the Equity Fellowship, we would be recruiting for applications, I believe, either like August, September of this upcoming year. So get us back on track, because I said under 40 minutes is our goal. We talked about a couple opportunities to get involved, but feel free to kind of absorb and let this sink in. I would say next steps is think about what are your needs right now as a teacher, an educator, a CS advocate, and how can CSTA help you leverage to get those needs met, right? So if it's getting, if you have questions in the classroom, if you're looking for resources, okay, get ready for that discussion board. Or if you are the only teacher, join a chapter and start connecting. If you're looking for another job, look at our job board. If you're interested in kind of giving back and beefing up your resume, is maybe volunteering. So I would say, after tonight, let this sink in. Next week, I'll send you this slide deck and the recording, and reach out to us when you have questions or concerns. But yeah, I really appreciate everyone's time this evening. I'm going to go ahead and pause. I know Jason's been awesome putting things in the chat, but I'd love to pause and see if there was any questions or concerns or things that, you had a wondering about. And if there's not, that's okay. We presented a lot of information this evening. Please show us how to get the recorded. Yeah, awesome. Great. Go ahead and get off of the screen. There's my Q&A slide. Beautiful. Okay, there we go. All right. Yeah, I would say maybe most importantly is play around with the website, because there's lots of things on here. So if you are interested in last year's conference resources, you need to be a Plus member, and let me know if anyone's having financial difficulty. We can help you out. If you go to membership and then underneath CSTA Plus benefits, so I'm not logged in right now, is I can search, or there's usually about under 20 here, is search and then look at this little dashlet, right? And then click login. Okay, and there's a way where you can keep yourself logged in so it will save this information, which is what I recommend. So I logged myself in, and then now I'm going to go back down, view details, and it's going to show me all the different conference resources under redeem instructions. And every plus benefit is set up this way, or it has the code or a link to it. Yeah, some really great sessions from last year. And we're expecting to have a really great conference this year as well. All right, are there any other questions I can answer? Awesome. Okay, it looks like, all right, so I got a couple in here. This is so exciting. Usually folks are just not ready for questions. Can you retain membership if you are doing tutoring or working in a private setting? Yeah, of course. Yeah, if you are here, you are a CS teacher advocate and you don't have to be in the classroom. Okay, great. And I think this kind of goes to the next question is, if I'm not in the classroom right now, how can I access the AWS resource? If you are on this call right now, you have a profile and your profile will link to the AWS. So it should be, we have a link for any CSTA basic member, and you should be able to redeem your $100 credits for AWS. If you have any issues, I'll put my follow-up email here and I'll email it. Membership@csteachers.org is, we'll get back to you in 24 to 48 hours to kind of make sure you're on the right track. Okay, great. I appreciate everyone's time today. Go ahead and reach out to us if you have questions. Again, I'll send that follow-up probably next week. But yeah, my advice would be is think about what your needs are and how CSTA can help you on your journey. But yeah, thanks everyone for joining this evening. Yeah, and that's all we have. And thanks to Jason for being an amazing chapter person. He's here every month. Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and wrap up. And we did a phenomenal job of under 40 minutes. So thanks all for, listening to all my chatter and let that sink in. But yeah, thank you so much and have a great evening. I'll just wave for a little bit and then, and then close. Thanks everyone. Be safe out there. Thank you.